Wow, thanks, Windows. Nice. Love it. Love it. Thanks, Windows. Hold on. I'm gonna check something. Give me a sec. Alright. Is that better? Can y'all hear me now? Wow, there wasn't even any, like, intro music. Yeah, okay, good stuff. The little bar thingies are moving too. I can't see them because the microphone's in the way. Oh, cool. So you guys had, like, you didn't even have any intro music. Well, that was just lovely. I don't know when that happened, but I guess at some point, all of my things went default. Yeah, go tech. First. Welcome, Parker. You missed me being muted for the first 7 minutes of my chat. Yeah. Shooting the trouble right in the foot. Yeah. Actually, and we could have used... Oh, it's been a while since we used that command. Ow. Forced. Yeah. Well, okay, so Windows and OBS were telling everything had to be default, so, you know. And there was no intro music. It was a pretty hype track, too. It was nice. It was great. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Thank you, everybody, for voting and for keeping it super even. Which was awesome. Hold on. There. Get some black and white hype of the freak. So I flipped a coin. And we're going to play some Raft tonight. Oh, it was awesome because I look up and I had 3 votes and it was split. And I'm just like, oh, that's hilarious. It's split. So then a little bit later, they were like neck and neck for, I think it was like Hollow Knight and Raft or something. About 5 minutes later, it was split again. So it was like, oh, that's cool. And then a little bit later, I was like, oh, there's more votes. So it was pretty cool. You voted Hollow Knight? So, and unfortunately, I dinked about looking at internet fun instead of making sure that my controller was set up. I haven't even launched Hollow Knight, so it's probably really loud. So in my head, Firewatch was gonna win mostly. So I figured Toaster was voting for Firewatch and such like that. Look at that. But that's what I love about the yeah, see, and Parker voted Firewatch, right? So because I've play tested Firewatch, but just like a little bit of it, and enough to get the story mode goodness in place, you know, so that I know what buttons to push, when to do what, where, you know, all that. I haven't done it with Hollow Knight yet. Hollow Knight blows out OBS speakers on first launch, right? So many games do, and oh, Frigadoon, was it Stream Racer or was it Walking Sim where like the intro was still just a punch in the face? It didn't matter that I'd nerfed all the sounds and stuff, right? Like no big deal. It was still just like, yeah, you know what? RIP to everybody and their speakers today. So what were the faces you were pulling during the room? Okay, so everybody that was there, that was an amazing movie. We watched The Room last night. Thank you very much, Walrus, for bringing us. I absolutely will not be making those faces because there was a lot of WTF going on. Anybody who has seen The Room? Jeez. So Tommy Wiseau just wanted to make a movie and he just hired the most D-rated kind of stuff. Like, yeah, softcore. That's a very, very apt description. All the way up until the last 7 minutes. And then it's just downhill. The flower shop scene, oh hi doggy. Like, so much Tommy butt, right? Take your ideas and keep them in your pocket or something. Like, what was going on? Amazing dumpster fire. Like, it's the best, worst thing I've ever seen. And I've seen some terrible movies. Yep. And then for everything, even in the most awkward scenes, was just, what am I watching? And the belly button humping, right? Yeah. What kind of money? Right, so what kind of money? And then what kind of drugs? And then what kind of, like, she just like, yeah. Bouffant mom, she was fantastic. Yeah, it gets me every single time. Just like, what It was just like the worst. It was just the best worst. And like, I had some previous top worsts, but I don't know. And yeah, every other line being, I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. It's just like, it was pinnacle 80s and like terrible 80s and like, wow. And like, people had to get together to say, we're really going to do this. And then they were doing this and they're like, we're really going to keep doing this. And then they're still doing it. And then they're like, guys, we're still doing this. And then they're still doing it. And then they finished making the movie. And then they went, should we release this nonsense? All the way through, you know? Yeah, the mom is amazing. I've said it twice. I was like, there were no drafts. There were no drafts for this. 0 drafts. They wrote this on a napkin and said, let's go. That's it. Just they had a stack of napkins and they're done. Yeah, the stories while they were shooting that film. Oh, and then so there's a what's his name? But they did a remake of it. And Wiseau's in it, but he plays somebody else. The mom was a lot like your mother. So, see? Like, and I knew people, it was like, folks were like that. And it was just like, what are we doing? So yeah, that's kind of over the top. I'm gonna turn these down just a tiny bit more. It's a bit party for the music right now. Yeah, that, like, that's just crazy. But, oh shoot, Duct Tape. What's his name that plays Johnny in the later remake, and he's gonna kill it. It's awesome. Santa Slays, how are you tonight? Doing great, doing great. We just jumped into some Raft, and we're talking about The Room, the 2003 Tommy Wiseau epic film. Disaster Artist, yes. Your fam liked it a lot. Prefer The Room. Okay, cool, cool. I was actually kind of thinking, like, right after we've watched The Room, maybe next week we watch Disaster Artist. You know, James Franco. And James Franco, are you kidding? He's gonna be able to just, oh, yes. Right? I think at the very, very end, though, in the last 7 minutes, when the whole thing goes downhill, they should swap out Willem Dafoe. Just for, like, the scene where he has to run around all angry and stuff. They should just swap out Willem Dafoe for no reason. James Franco gets to take a leave on that. You know, mother wanted to stay with your abusive ex-husband because you had a dream. Right? Like, it's all in the numbers. Oh, man. That was just so cringe. Slays, how are you tonight? Welcome. Welcome in. We're going to show off some fun on the Raft. Yeah, that is terrible. That is terrible. But, like, I'm hoping that going forth, that looks more and more ridiculous. Because way back in the day, that wasn't necessarily a huge stretch for most people. Watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, but everybody needs to dance along, though. No, if we do that, everybody else has to get a cam. It's true. It's true. Just chilling? Oh, well, welcome to the Raft, and welcome to the chill of the Raft. Hey, the music got all, like, less rave. That's not bad. Pay good money for a ticket to see The Room, but every part is played by Willem Dafoe. Like, just different parts of Willem Dafoe. And like, him as Jesus Face would be amazing. I don't remember any of the people in it because we kind of made up our own names as we went through, because I didn't really... Oh, man. Jesus Face was the only one that really had any good acting in him, though. And poor dude was sadly hanging out with a lot of not savories, so... Full-on intensity Willem Dafoe. Well, there'll be, like... really, really languid and lax, and then there'd be like super in your face and like all kinds of Willem Dafoe. That'd be great. I put a cute little chair up front so that if I want to just sit on the front of my Raft and watch it go, we can just collect nonsense and be like, yo. We can also, like, I think we can even fish from here, so that should be lit. And I've evened out the top half of it. I got rid of a lot of the like sightline fencing and whatnot, so. Yeah, the chair was kind of fun. I wanted to put that in there. And then I moved the steering wheel up a little bit. So not too much has changed. I opened up the inside because, like, you know. Also, we now have officially killed puffers. Yes. Oh, Defoe and Christopher Walken, you know what? They could just, like, yeah, every 30 seconds swap them out. They've still got the great big black wig, you know, and clothing that's 4 times bigger than them. Stuff like that. You know, they'd still be dressed as Wiseau. But swap out Walken and Defoe just back and forth. Just back and forth. I can see this. Let's make it happen. Did I just make those 2 numbers above your picture match a week ago? You did? You did. Look at that height. Look at that height. We're going to get to throw down finally some raid emote. Look at that. And actually, it's already wrong. I will point out that if anybody wants to say, hey, dude, are those numbers accurate? I'll be able to say, heck no. It's currently only a, like, what's it called? 24. Stream Elements has a whack way of counting. I'm working on it. Oh yeah. And shark's gonna eat my boat, so we gotta... Oh, and we gotta not fall in here, jeebus. I briefly had my anchor at the back. Yo. Yeah, those numbers, they have a tendency to drop, but then I also made the denominator a bit more so that we could get a higher... Do I have that? Hold on a second. Is that... I don't even know if I have... Hold on, I have to leave the raft for a minute to point that out. That one right there. So that's our 35. That way we can burst in with the... Well, hold on. And then... Where is it? Jeez. I moved all my buttons around. You know, you take a day or 5 off. Anyway, it pairs really nice with the raid emote. I've commissioned a 5th emote that will be very hype. It's in progress. Yeah, Defoe walk-in, pairing up in nearly anything. Don't drop my hook. What are you doing dropping my hook? So we keep hitting islands. I've found, like, I keep trying to just hit the ocean, collect lots and lots of stuff. New emote hide. But I found a ton of ore and blowfishies and other good materials by being out. So we've caught a lot of really good materials lately, and it's pretty cool. Is it a flag that says Freaky MF? It should be. It honestly should be. No, to be honest, Walrus, it's an emote that says words are hard. I'm going there for my 5th emote. Because to be honest, today Discord was so hard for me. I need to cut my nails, and until I cut my nails, I cannot type. I am absolutely at that point where I've completely forgotten. I've let it go a little too long. And I cannot type today. I cannot. Freaky MF. Voids is hard. Yeah. So, for the most part. Oh, Sharkadoo. So I figured something out about this game that's kind of interesting, is that the shark and everything about this game is tied to the raft, not me. I'm actually just a sprite in the game. The raft is the avatar. The raft is the actual is the main character. And how I know this is that I've encountered a glitch early on that was confirmed by somebody I saw in a YouTube video. My very first time playing this game, I found an island, but I didn't know how to anchor, and my raft sailed away. And after a little tiny bit, I didn't know these were correlated, but the island literally disappeared and I was just floating in an ocean. And I didn't correlate it, so I just created a new game and just made sure I stuck with my raft. That happened to the dude in the YouTube video, and what he correlated is that there was also no shark, there were no fishies, there was no debris, nothing. Not a thing. It was just him. And so he figured it out that it's all tied to the raft, so everything spawns around the raft. Which means that right now, there's actually a lot of good stuff. That's scrap, that's a clam, there's, I don't know, sand, clay, probably. If I park this boat on the other side of the island, then the shark won't come here. He'll stick with the raft. So it's sort of an interesting, you can actually swim way out over like this way. And he won't find me. But there's nothing out here, I just came out here. But it's kind of neat. So when you find a big enough island, you can just park on one side of it, farm a whole, like all that right there, that's ore. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can get close enough to it without him noticing. And so he just sort of sticks with the raft, which is, it's clever that way, because like the raft won't despawn. Not that I know of. And so you can park it on one side of a really big island and get to the other side, and vice versa. You could just kind of keep moving it around. And see there, he's figured me out. And so I gotta book it. I'm gonna get attacked. There he goes. Whoops. But yeah, so like, you know, it makes for easier gathering, if you will. Assuming you're not too afraid of sharks. Whoa, jeebus. But if you are, you just stay on the boat. No big deal. No big deal. Also, I use most of my arrows for Bitey Swimmy Boy doesn't know. Yes. Most of my arrows now go to hunting the seagulls that inhabit my boat. Doink. And then I get my ammo back. This gets me more arrows. It's awesome. And then we go hunting for blowfish. Buddy Swimmy Boy doesn't nom. Can you put that in? Oh, no. Get. Oh, peeps. That was the last hit on that shark. Yes. I could totally use that as a title. Bitey Swimmy Boy doesn't nom. Oh yeah, and I opened up my kitchen too. Check it out. So now when I'm in here cooking, I don't feel like I'm entirely alone. Right? Oh, and then I left meat just sticking out. Nobody clipped that. Let's put some shark food on the barbecue. I also moved my smelting pots inside because that's not ridiculous. But, yeah. We can now make a boatload of copper. This is awesome. Cook up some of this goodness. Should really find that picture of me taking a leak at a wedding. It's right there on the table. We need to put that in the Discord. I did find some really old stuff. I keep finding like hard drives with old media and things like that. I was pouring through some old tech today. So I've got some more hype from when we have another weird night where we play Stream Racer and do weird things. And save it on his end and put it on his OnlyFans. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, and another shark head. We need to also find a use for shark heads. I'm kind of on a surplus of them, if you will. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that on me because we are going to cook it up once those guys are done. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. I think... Have I been to the other side of that island? I can't... Oh, hi there. I can't tell if there's anything on here. Sometimes there's a crate with maybe like a... Oh, here we go. Skyrim up this thing. Sometimes with a recipe or two, but I think I have all the recipes in the game. Yeah, nothing up here. Can see pretty far. Can tell which way you want to go when you leave. Black flowers in the event you want. I still haven't gotten into dyeing. I want to go into a custom mode and maybe muck about with a boat, make it all pretty. Ed can join me on OnlyFans. Not sure why the with is just stuck in my sentence, but okay. I'm just throwing a random with. It's your greatest with. There's a dude that I follow on Twitter that a while ago did the best OnlyFans. He took a picture of the OnlyFan in his house, and that's going on his OnlyFans. Good stuff. Oh, look at all the pre-cooked. This is just great. Having the two Barbies right there is pretty fantastic. I think I ate all my fruit compote. So let's maybe put my potato in the box. This game is filled with it, isn't it, guys? It's just filled with it. And then all my fevas. That's good stuff. Okay. Let's move you up and just you up for now. Okay. We can make... I guess I only need to have 6s of... We're going to make a whole bunch of food, then we're going to sail. What do you think, guys? Do you think you want to sail? Is everybody going to have the song Sail in their head now? I kind of wish there was an easier way. Does anybody know? Oh, no. There's an easier way to separate off a stack. Oh, wait. Whoops. There. All of those. Okay. You just carry it. Gold star. Alright. So we'll come back. We'll make tons of fruit compote. And, oh, and then my box over here contains finished materials. Yeah, okay. We have to make bowls. Where are they? Okay, good stuff. Chee! Tons of them. Let's do tons of them. All right, you guys go back up in there. Good stuff. Your OnlyFans is just pictures of the weird, cute critters I have outside your house. That is amazing. That is too funny. I tried pretty darn hard to get into Instagram just to post, you know, as a place to put pictures of stuff. And I couldn't do it because there's no desktop version kind of Instagram. It's mobile only. So I go to Instagram on my desktop and it's like, yeah. Go get our app. And I'm like, well, I do all my editing of photos on my PC. And they're like, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, well, I have a phone. I don't really like it. And they're like, well, I further don't know what you mean. And it was just this odd conversation with Instagram where I'm just like, I like my desktop PC. And they're like, I don't know what you mean. So I don't really have, and this kind of predates OnlyFans. Plus, I don't really know anything about OnlyFans. So I just kind of was like, I don't know about that. So I heavily weighed in on Discord as my place to store things. You're still going. Oh, I didn't mean to eat part of that guy. I hope I didn't eat part of that guy. Let's switch to something that I can't accidentally eat stuff. Okay, I think he's just doing things. Imaginary account, but the critters are real. That's awesome. I imagine that they've got like a certain percentage of their player base that is just troll accounts. A certain percentage that is people that made accounts with an LOL, but you know, what if? You just have to expect that when you create a niche product that people are going to, you know, use you for not niche. Oh, I should have pointed out, we actually have a third engine. We've got space to put a fourth engine. I just haven't built it yet, but it's going to look pretty dope back here. And then we can extend this way back and we can have a section for farm animals and stuff like that. I'm going to put the engines in kind of the middle, and I'll put all the aminals. This island was not big enough for animals, so... I think while we're doing the cooking, which is awesome, this is doing fantastic. Make a couple of bowls here. Yep. Cook. Hey! And then we can put... Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Let's do something I can't eat. Proceeds to eat the entire crowbar. I wouldn't put it past this. I mean, as it stands, okay, sure. You can just sit down and eat a watermelon. I can believe that. You can just sit down and eat a mango. I can believe, but a pineapple? Who can just sit down and eat a pineapple? It's fantastic. And it's up there with berries too, right? Like, oh yeah, just go ahead, have some berries. Maybe I go when we get some more mango. We'll probably get one mango, maybe mango seeds. Yeah, I gotta start growing. Yeah, I got tons of seeds. We got to start growing trees on our boat. Let's maybe set sail. We've got what we can do with this place. Oh, we're gonna sail right into that, are we? Can we go backwards? Probably not. I don't know if I can even... Okay, hold on. Let's pop you up. Do I have... Oh, I don't even have an oar. Huh. We're just going to careen into this thing. No bigs. I don't think I can push off. Push. I think it kind of pushed. Yeah, I think the wind, right? It's going that way. It's going directly into the island, and it's kind of ever so slightly clefted. So we can probably maybe go this way. Hey, there we go. There we go. Can we like maybe turn you around like this for a sec? Get you off the... I'm not the best at boating. We're doing a little bit better to go this way, I think. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start coughing like I took a real big drag off of smoke because I'm thirsty. Hold on. And then let's maybe... Will that pull me away from there? And water. Let's go get some of that. So we don't die. Get some food in us too. Get new shark. Hey, there we go. I think we're going now. Our boat's backwards, but we're going. There, and this will pull us away from it. Hey, we're boating, guys. We're boating. Boating's happening. Oh, hi there. Whoops. There we go. I'm only, like, sometimes good at this. Okay. We're on the open water. We're doing good. We're doing good. That's my antenna. We're doing good. I will not eat the antenna. We're doing good. Okay, let's turn the boat a decent amount. Gonna give it a big ol' spinny spin. Only about maybe that much. Oh, hi. And then we're gonna spin you around and try and head towards that height. There we go, there we go. Consuming dihydrogen monoxide, it is known in the state of California to cause cancer. In, what was it, the 80s? Some kid did an entire science project on dihydrogen monoxide and all of the dangers of it. It was fantastic. So very well done. Oh, are we gonna not hit that? Because now stuff... Okay, hold on. I thought we were... Oh, hi. I thought we were staring at it. I thought I was going to the second floor. Hold on. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go right past that. Whoop. Let's go this way. Come on, yo. I know, I know. What do you think? Can we hit it? What do you think? Can we hit it? I should probably get the materials ready to make a paddle. I need more plank. Do we have any plank? Can I plank for a plank? I could swim to that, I think. I'd get a little bit of shark on me, but that's alright. Better plan. Paddle. Okay. Hi, Sharky. In we go. And now I'm paddling through the dihydrogen monoxide with my cancer paddle. Oh, we better get the food going. Woo! And I already have fish stew. But that hinge was nice. Ooh, that hinge was nice. Let's put you in the box of made stuff. At some point, we're going to point out that my house is very mismatched. In crossing through, and we're going to have to break down a couple of walls and put in better walls. So far, though, it doesn't look too bad. It does kind of look like a houseboat. It's got like a little bit of a homey feel to it. Somewhat. And I like my, like, not literal crow's nest, but it might as well be. Okay. And then you have to find the arrow first, because if you don't, then it goes with the blade. Sometimes you have, there you go. Sometimes you have to go get it from underneath. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Stuff. And now we dine. It's good. This is why we have lots of extra food. Let's go see what we can do. Oh, and my compo. 'Tis ready. Swap out. Oh, let's swap out you first. Height. Height. Now let's go get you. So we can go. Oh, we need all the planks. Are we sailing somewhere worth? The wind is going that way, so no, we're not sailing anywhere worth. Spin. Hold on. Wait, if wind is going that way, now let's bring it this way. And we'll cascade into all of that goodness. Where are the planks? So how is everybody's... What is this now? This is a Saturday. How's your weekend going? Tell me about the best thing that you've done. That's the island we left. Oh, I can't even afford to pick up planks. Jeez, what are we doing? I'm carrying mango seeds. That's what we're doing. I think I cut off most of the doors on that side. Seeds are up front. And also, is this music too chill for the raft? I'm uncertain. Sounds alright. Could be putting y'all to sleep, though. Yeah, I did see how you're weak. How do people keep doing that stuff, man? That is some special skills. That is some special skills. You needed planks. We still didn't get planks. We left some here. Okay. Can we get more? And that's the job that was 3-4 hours. That looked intense. That's all in the middle of a vehicle, right? Okay, we're starting to get to some gear now. Okay. My boat goes on a slight... Yes, indeed. Extra special ed skills. And drivers have the IQ of a rotting pumpkin. Oh, dude. Like, some of the stories you've managed to tell, that does take... Not the kind of skills you're allowed to be proud of. Not the kind of skills you're allowed to be proud of. Good times, I suppose, for them. When I worked at a place, when I was the dispatcher of a cab company, there were so many employees, and it was a big company. They had a... Oh, hi, that's a shark. They had a lot of divisions, if you will. So a lot of people working in different positions of authority, and yeah, things would get out of hand, but... You'd have people joyriding the limousines and stuff like that on the slow nights, you know. Oh, I almost got that. No, that's in the exterior. It's the last thing you said was a brake caliper. Oh, okay, so that's part of... Okay, it half looked deep inside of, but I'm not used to the what would be the caliber of vehicle that you deal with. Place. Go for it. And you're done, aren't you? You are. Amazing. Can we also take you guys? No, I didn't think so. Alright, you guys go up. We will place. Pick up cooked. I guess we might as well eat both of these guys. Yeah, that's nuts. I remember once one of the mechanics bringing in drive shaft that was bent. Like I could barely lift the item. That's how heavy those things are. There's a drive shaft from one of the wheelchair accessible school buses. Yeah. Oh, and I guess the guy that took out a row of of cars in a parking lot because he had the accessible lift down and he did not know. So we had a couple of good time incidents. I think that's a good number of planks to have. I gotta refill a few things that require planks here. There we go. I don't think there's much. My water, thankfully, doesn't require planks anymore. I used to have a kind of the overstock of materials, and then we park at a lot of islands now. We hang out. It's good. I mean, a bent drive shaft is better than one snapping in half. No, 100%. Like, it looked like it was just enough of a bend, right? Like, just enough. And you're looking at it like, yeah, it's not gonna go anywhere anymore. Just incredible. Now, I don't know what you guys do with your equipment, but this is just like a bus for carrying people. At no point should you be doing the kind of anything that is going to lose you a drive shaft. You're not carrying anything that's too big. Now, that being said, I helped bottom out a double-decker bus, so that was always fun. That shot sparks half across a parking lot. We also misread the capacity. We thought that the capacity was per floor of the double-decker bus, so we put twice as many people in a double-decker bus than you should. Different day, though. We didn't bottom out on that day. We learned our lesson. We put the right number of people in, and we bottomed out then. The third time, it outright died, and we never got to drive the thing again. So, you know. I got to be there for its final voyages. Here we see a grown man using his wood on many objects. Watch it, man. You're going to get an unsolicited deck pick. Oh, my hook. I just dropped my hook. I really need to remap Q as the drop stuff button. Dump trucks, they really only do one thing. Yeah, and so dump trucks are definitely going to be subject to quite a decent amount of wear and tear in comparison to taxis and paratransit vehicles. When they opened up non-emergency medical transport division thing, those vehicles got best taken care of. You really only transferred to that division from the top of your other division. So there was a handful of cab drivers that were willing to put forth the effort, because it's more work. You're actually having to lift people, and you don't actually have to have medical expertise, but you have to know what you're doing. So only a couple of cab drivers, but a couple of the people from the other divisions, no issue, would jump on over for it. So that was a bit more, but there was nothing major, nothing that big. We didn't have anything as big as a dump truck. But what can I ditch? These things, they just take up so much space. I think I still have a full box. Yeah, I've not even touched them. I didn't think palm leaves were going to be the thing I was going to ditch the most. But I guess let's make enough to stack that. And then we'll hopefully not pick up nearly this many of these things as we go. Bye! Proceeds to pick up a boatload. I don't think they're useful as much. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, and then we had the courier division, which people use their own rides for. So no big deal there. And I guess there were limousines. Not gonna be too concerned about too much in the way. So I knew a couple of the mechanics. Oh, I think I'm too far away to be able to conveniently. I gotta get another bottle. I knew a couple of the mechanics that I had to deal with various parts of. But for the most part, nothing like you have to deal. This part almost makes me dizzy. But we're just collecting materials at this point, so that's alright. So I'll probably build the other engine. We've already got the circuit board. I've made a bunch of circuit boards because I keep forgetting I have them. And I think I have the metal ingots already too. We've got... Oh, that's a potato. I keep just having a random potato on me. It's so funny. But I have... Yeah, the ingots available for sure. What doesn't help is that your ops manager babies the shit out of your drivers. Oh, yeah, okay, that definitely is not as fun. I was actually trying to think of where's the place that I've worked at that had heavy vehicles. It was when I worked for Pepsi. I was a warehouse dude for Pepsi for a summer. Like 10 weeks. That was a crazy job. That was a nuts job. Oh, I don't need the bullet yet. Come on. But that had some big stuff going on for it. Oh, I can preload. Yeah, okay. Maybe I can preload. That's cute. Forklifts are fun. Yes, yes. So there were two diesel forklifts total, and like 22 electric forklifts, and then 4 of the electric forklifts were really, really old, and then a bunch of the janky new ones were left for us newbies to use. And in a short period of time, people trusted me to use some of the old forklifts, which was nice. It was really, really cool. And one of the diesel operators let me sort of run the diesel, but honestly, not really. He doesn't want me to get used to it, right? Have you used the difference between diesel and electric forklifts? It's almost scary. If you get used to the diesel, you don't want to go back. So I was just like, no, I'll keep using my really janky looking things. We're fine. But the diesel ones were used to pick off the top shelf. Because, yeah. And jousting? Oh, yes. So there was a couple of the guys, not many, and we were always told that you're never allowed to emulate this or you'll be asked never to come back. But a couple of guys that could do tricks where they could like spin it on the one wheel by just like doing like the quick turns and all that and like hanging off of it. Yeah. I worked with some people that had done the job for like 40 years kind of thing. You can never really believe entirely the stories, but some of the stories. It's pretty crazy. Do I have any additional mangoes? I don't, but one can go right there. Berries used to be the tough part. I don't like cutting down. So I don't get nearly as many mangoes these days. And look at all the mats, people. We're gonna be building. It'll be great. And you always have to look behind you to see if you've been doing that. I don't actually have the room to be picking up all this plastic, so I've just been dropping it. That's the best. Just have your propane forklifts. Is it? Maybe it was propane. Felt like it's the huge tank though, right? So maybe it is propane. I guess they wouldn't really have. Maybe they are diesel. I can't remember. Jeez, that was a while back. I felt like they were diesel. And our attachment for your front loader. Oh, that must be nice. We had one kind of like a super forklift that we didn't really need to use for much, but I imagine that's what you'd use to carry a forklift around. Some of the bigger ones. Plank up all the places that need it. Oh, I can't carry these copper ingots. But let's move you. Where did they go? Wait, whoa, did they just fall through my boat? Or are they on this side? Oh, geez, never mind. Did they fall through my boat? Are they somewhere way out there now? Huh. They shouldn't have fallen right through my boat. Normally things in this game are pretty succinct. F's in the chat for my lost copper. Oh, there we go. I got 2 of them back. Yeah, F's in the chat for one of my lost copper. It's somewhere out there to see, I guess. Oops. Did you replace the tank when it ran out of fuel or go to a pump? Oh, shoot. Okay, I knew where we kept the electric guys, because the old ones had a different docking center. The old ones you'd fill with water. You'd have to fill the thingies up with water And the new ones, the battery, I think, was just swapped out, and they had their own little, like, oh, like a recharge station. I'm trying to think. I feel like that we swapped out the tank. I feel like that we had a station where there was, like, a series of tanks. Yeah, I think because some dude kept having me to be told not to smoke in front of it. Because I don't think I worked anywhere else that had gas type of a thing. So yeah, it was probably that's gonna be propane then, right? It's too funny. Worked with some not clevers. Propane forklift then. Okay, yeah. I think probably the trucks were diesel. Yeah, probably just the Pepsi trucks themselves were diesel. And anything from like a two side things to like 8 side things. The garage doors that are small. Oh, this one over here. Words are hard. Can't really get rid of too much today. Yeah, we've got the ingots. We're gonna make ourselves an engine soon. Jeez. Get some fruit out of the way. I think once I'm done cooking, we'll have all the space. We don't even have room for these things. Amazing. I just let stuff fall through my boat like it's safe. We've already learned it's absolutely not. The diesel ones are kind of meh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like the propane one, like the dude that had ran it, he'd been running it like his whole life or whatever. Oh, he could thread needles with that thing. It was impressive. It was impressive to do. And there was only 2 or 3 other people on the whole fleet that could really adequately run them, and it was one of the guys that was definitely a bit of a stuntster out of it. Kind of made it a little bit of fun. When I worked at my my printing factory back in the day, we had a forklift, and it was a propane forklift. It was rented or owned but shared with another shop. We'd have it for like 3 weeks at a time. But we flipped it a couple of times because, well, we're stupid and you shouldn't let people like us drive things like that. But yeah, a little too much pressure on one side and whoops. This was supposed to be my overstock planks, but I just don't get overstock planks anymore. I guess we can start another overstock of plastic, I guess, is what we have. Tons of. Engines are heavy and don't really rev high enough to efficiently power a hydraulic pump. Oh, that'll do it then. I was kind of thinking diesel was going to be nice from a clean standpoint and from... Yeah, any chance we can make it to that? But yeah, if it doesn't provide adequate power, because that was the nice thing that that propane gives, is it's like really direct power and extremely responsive. The older electric forklifts, which eventually I was able to run, were a little bigger. Like they were probably about 20-25% bigger than the other electrics. But they were smooth. They were nice. They were, you know, like there was a little bit of a, I almost want to say like a quarter of a second lag before they'd pick up. So if you knew, you could kind of like ease that little quarter of a second before you pull back fully and it would respond. But if you didn't know about that, you just, and it would literally, it would do that every time that you'd go to lift up. You'd get this like snap that you wouldn't get with propane. And the little guys, you didn't want to pick much. Good at car lifting forklifts, but for small ones, propane is better. Yeah. If you're gonna be picking up like skids of Pepsi that are 14 skids tall or however tall you're allowed to pile these crazy things, you'll want to use something nice like that. And then the little ones were cool for scooting stuff around. So they were awesome for when a delivery truck came in, and the delivery truck is only piled 3 high, so it doesn't matter. And these little tiny electrics could just like zip, and then disperse them into piles. Then you'd get out the pallet lifters, you know, all that sort of stuff. And then there, I don't even remember his name, Saul, I think, barely talked to anybody. He would just kind of be off in the back, and he'd be moving, just making sure that, you know, first in, first out, all that sort of stuff. Rarely come to lunch. He was good people. Tiny island. This is the one we just left. Not like recently left. Let's go drop anchor and fold up me sail. Let's see what we can do here, peeps. Might be stuff. Yeah, I can picture you'd have your forklifts that are going to be good for practically wrecking stuff in comparison. And that's kind of what I liked about my electric, like the bigger electric ones. There was only like a handful of those. And partly was because like the way the batteries, that you'd have to have them plugged in, but you'd also have to fill them with water. And they didn't want people using them because if you forgot to do that, you'd effectively wreck the batteries. And those batteries were crazy expensive. Meanwhile, the little crappy forklifts just had a swap out car battery. A glorified version of. Oh, I can't carry that. I can't carry much. Should just be out here getting planks and maybe a handful of other things. Don't even need stone. That's alright. That's alright. I definitely miss that kind of work where you'd go into work and you don't necessarily know what your day is all about. It's gonna be random. I kind of miss that. That was fun way back in the day. But I wouldn't trade it for the job I have now. I really like my job. And we're gonna swap you just for now. Put you. Lots of planks, cool. And if you'd like to hear about some really sketchy stuff, we had to change the oil of a forklift, let me know. Oh. How? Change the oil on your forklift. Okay, I'm in. I definitely want to hear a sketchy story. That sounds kind of awesome, to be frank. And we're gonna take 2 of you, and then I just need my 1 circuit board. Oh, beauty! That was phenomenal. Let's get our fruit compote. That's awesome. We can make 2 more of these. And then we'll plank up. You're already planked. Good stuff. Dude, yes. All the sketchy stories. I definitely miss my factory days. From that perspective alone. Yes! Sorry, Birdie. I know that you were coming here because it was a good place to land and all, but I get to eat lots today. I guess we'll swap you out, and then we go detach. Yeah. Car airbag under the back. 2 other forklifts to catch it, just so we could get it high enough to reach the drain bolt. Oh, I got it because it's because like how do you? Oh, unbelievable. Oh, on an adorable video montage I watched, there was, these guys had a car that they were trying to nav. I picture it's a repo style thing, but they didn't own a forklift or anything with which that they could do this properly. So they had 2 vehicles. Oh, no. Didn't knock either of those arrows well enough. So they pushed the 2 like lift truck, like the lift things under the car. Like, they had to back the 2 semi-trailers up with their lifts down. And then, like, using the hydraulic lift to bring it up. And then they drove the car. It was like, it was the most stressful thing to watch. It's like, it took like an hour and a half, and yet nobody, aside from the people that filmed it. Gotta love that. Yes, we set off the airbag to bump it up. That sounds phenomenal. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I'm in for. You know, I often say that I make really good at... Oh, I don't have the plastic part. I make really good Band-Aids at places. So let's get rid of you. Oh, I can't carry anything. I'd much rather have you, thank you. Yeah, I'm the dude that will climb the makeshift ladders to get up to high places. So here. You go here. Yeah, boy. That looks okay. I am considering maybe consolidating it so it's not 1, 2, 1, so that it's 2 and 2. But I kind of like the single in the middle and then the two wheelie outsides. And then I'm thinking that what we're gonna try doing is foundationing. Although that takes a single metal ingot per, and that's kind of huge. So we're not quite there on the ingots. Hold on, where do I keep those anymore? Right now we've got 18 plus, so I guess 20. So I can fortify 20 of these things. And I don't even know if it fully fortifies them. I guess I should try. Nail just uses scrap. Yeah, so let's get... Oh yeah, I gotta go get the ingots. Blah. That's just amazing. That just needs to be on me and I can... Let's drink up. Oh, these things might not be filled. Hold on. Are they good to go? Okay, perfect. Oof. I need another bottle. It's easier to fill those up with an empty bottle. It's gonna go nowhere. Do we have... Where do we keep boat stuff? Boat stuff. Boat stuff. There we go. Oh, and I've got a full bottle of water right there. Done. Arrow supplies, if you will. My 2 fruit combos. Alright, you guys go in there. I'm so bad at the inventory management in this game, but there we go. We've got 10 of these. 8 of our Catfish Deluxe. We have so much food right now. This is just awesome. There. We can use this guy for filling. Oh yes. Put some planks on in. Some planks here. That is grand. Okay, look at all the space we've got now. That is awesome. Alright, have we even been to the island yet? We haven't. Here for these guys. And then let's go fortify, fortify, fortify. That's not bad. Maybe, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll put... not enough. We'll go get some more scrap. But there. That's pretty cool. There is more scrap below us. We'll see if we can do something about that. We'll go farm the other side first. So one of the clever guys that I worked with way back in the day, and it took a bunch of us talking to him to get him to not do it, but he used to throw double-sided razor blades in the garbage, like just straight up. So I've worked with a bunch of folk that, back in the old industrial days, you couldn't entirely trust. So oh, that's some shark. Let's get out of here. Oh, I think that was some metal right below me too. Kind of hoping he wasn't going to make it all the way out this far. So for the most part, we'd all like take care of our own garbages for a little while because of some of the people that we worked with. Not necessarily taking care. Okay, let's head back for a sec. Let's get some food in us and we'll sleep this night away. Ooh, surplus of sand. It's starting to finally get surpluses of stuff. Cooked salmon. Yeah. Take most of that, but I could do it. I don't find it's as filling a fish, so we'll maybe just have some of that. Oh, good stuff. Alright, moon is up. Let's get our sleep on. So I would love to do some community raft. But currently there's an exploit in the game that you can have a hacked version of the client and you can invite yourself to people's password protected realm. And of course, since you're using a hack, you're likely just going to cause mischief. So it's an unfortunate part of the way the game is built code-wise that's a potential exploit, but it did happen to Shibi, for instance. So I would be really remiss for us to have to too frequently save in order to thwart those that are trying too hard to get that which is not theirs. Another sketchy story. Needed a balanced truck corner on a single 2x4 to change a tire. So no faces, but you really need to grab pics of these, like, if it's possible, because that's kind of amazing. Oh, did he just miss me? Ooh. That's not bad. Debating sailing to the other side of the island just to see if we can better... Maybe. Can we do it? Like, we're currently up on materials, but we're not going to be that up on materials for every... I'm trying to think of the sketchiest thing that we had to do in order to achieve, like, lifting something that was over the top. My factory, we used to do a bunch of things, but it was all just to try to make a different product. I went, no pictures. HR ever got wind of that happening. Right. That's the sort of thing that you wait 6 years, or when you don't work for the company for long enough that you can then post it, you know, that sort of thing. Because you really don't want anybody getting in that kind of trouble. Because, yeah, like at my factory, we used to try to make stuff. So, like, my boss brought in what we later found out was highly carcinogenic powder that we were mixing to make a silver ink, and it's just because it was shiny. We didn't really look into it. So me and another dude were playing with it. It was like a 4-gallon bucket, but it weighed virtually nothing. And when you open it up, it looked just like glitter. But you could reach all the way down to the bottom and touch the bottom and pull your hand back out, and none of it would stick to you. And it would, like, it was just the weirdest material. And then we go to look it up later, and we find out that you don't want to breathe in the powder version of this stuff. Oops. So yeah, I've played with some not so great materials, but riding a forklift onto the roof to get an airline down. What? Yeah. I feel like I've been somewhere that they used a forklift to lift a pallet. It wasn't a triple forklift, but it was close. Let's see if we can sail just far enough away that we can let the shark. This way. Oh, it's gonna like bounce us off of it, isn't it? Here, let's go like that, and then bring the paddle into effect. And then like this. Let's see if we can like get it to hard careen around. No, okay, hold on. We'll pull it away this way. Right? Now up, up, up. Okay. Still need to come around this side of it though. Okay, trying it. What is this powder? I need some. I know the two stories I remember, we were trying to make both silver and gold. And so the silver one was my boss trying to make a base. Now, I believe it's one of those kind of materials that once it's been like added to things or what have you, it's not quite as dangerous. Try here. Oof. Boosh. Okay, let's see if we can head over to the other side. And maybe he doesn't follow us. Whoosh. Let's try for it. The second story, though, what is the name? If I can make it dice out of it, I want. I don't know. This would have been 1996. The other story is that my boss had a different material. I think it was liquid, but it was also super expensive. And so we were mixing up gold using a hydraulic drill instead of because like when we mixed up the silver, we were mixing up a lot of it, and we didn't actually have. I don't think we even had this hydraulic type airline. Sorry, not hydraulic, but like using a compressor, using the same compressed air that all of the printing presses used. So we had like an actual thing that would slide up and down on a rod, and you could raise or lower, and it had a great big spinny. But when we made the silver, we literally had to just elbow grease it, just stirring, because it was huge. So when you made the gold, it was in a small container. And so we're sitting there, we're hanging out, we're talking. And he's mixing this up, and he's mixing it up. He's trying not to mix it up too much, you know. But every once in a while, the compressor loses its power. So he turns the thing up a little bit. A little tiny bit longer goes by. The compressor loses a bit of pressure, so he turns the drill up again. We're talking. Compressor kicks in, the drill goes turbo speed, and it literally fountains outward. Just like this giant fountain, and we lose an entire like 4-gallon bucket of extraordinarily expensive gold ink. Like this stuff was costing us like $600 a gallon. And it just went in a perfect ring. Just an absolute perfect ring. And my boss just looks at me and goes, "Wow, clean it up," and leaves the room. I'm like, what? There's a perfect ring. A very expensive gold ink. All right, give me a sec. Like, that took all the Varsol. That took all the rags. I don't think we were allowed to tell the big boss. The owner was not going to find out that we did that. I think we've managed to thwart some shark today in order to pick up some pretty good metal ingots. That's how it's done. We have not seen any blowfish, though. Boss went to go cry in the corner. Well, yeah, so how it worked is that it was a family-owned business, and he was the son. You know, so he's, of course, trying to... He was actually, like, so there's often the kid doesn't really want the business. But in this case, he's just like, I could do this so much better than the old man. And he wasn't the, like, he was the son-in-law. So, like, he was just like, I will show you. I will do this. I will bring in the expensive contracts. So, like, to be honest, I worked really well with the guy. Like, I did my best for him. So him and I, that's why he could basically say, deal with it, dude. And I was like, fine. But, like, it took me 4 hours and I got nothing else done that day. Totally fine by me, right? So, the other one was that we wanted to be able to print on fabric. It was heat transfer. Does that make sense? You'd probably know what I mean if I say heat transfer inks. But there was a company that wanted to use fabric because they wanted to wrap it, and plastic didn't wrap as well. Like, we always printed on plastic, and then you'd use a heat transfer, like you'd use something like a paint stripper, apply just a brief amount of pressure and then peel it off. And then the heat transfer ink is now a permanent painting. It's perfect for part numbers for radiator hoses, fan belts, you know, stuff like that. But this other company, yeah, you know it. So this other company wanted to be able to wrap theirs around something that wasn't just going to be like galvanized rubber. And so it needed to be fabric, you know, white on black, no big deal. Well, the fabric that we got in would not take our ink. It just would not. And then if it did, it didn't matter. It did like 7 coats. And the numbers are blocky. Like, it was just nuts. So, like, this was a multi-month campaign that we eventually said bollocks to it and scrapped. But it was really neat to be the guy that he... Oh, there he is. That arrow was not knocked at all. Can I even get it back? Jeez. So it was nice to be one of the trusted dudes that he'd be like, all right, we've got the afternoon. Let's dink around. Let's see if we can print on this stuff. So one of the things that we did, we cut the sheets. They were like 3 feet by 5 feet, something like that we're printing on. And we would coat them in black ink. Just coat them. Like the way that you would, old school wallpaper where the sticky, so you just run the entire wallpaper through and the whole thing gets wet, and then you smooth it onto the wall and then it dries, and then now you've got wallpaper. We are just running it through a trough filled with black ink. I would be up to the elbows, all the way up to the elbows in black ink, which does not matter. I'm soaking to my armpits in Varsol. Like, I'm leaning on the ground. I'm just leaning on the ground on my elbows for like 10 minutes. Soaking in absolute Varsol, which the neat thing about Varsol is that it sucks all of the moisture out of your skin, but it doesn't do it while you're in Varsol. It's fun. You know, the burning happens when it touches air, so and then you pull your arms out for a sec. Well, so I'm at this is also like late 90s. I'm at the bar and I'm trying to like pick up, but I actually look like that I play with dirt every day, all day. Because it gets in your fingerprints, and I'm talking... It gets in your handprints. It gets in your wrist prints. It gets in your elbow crease prints. It gets in absolutely everything. So, like, it was a fun job, but you really felt like that you're literally pouring everything that you can, because you cannot socialize reliably with people while you look like that. It was great. And yet throughout that whole time, we had like a couple of big vehicles, but nothing major. Like, the one was the 65-inch long blade, the guillotine. That was the paper cutter. Covered in diesel and hot oils the same way. See that right? You know. So the 65-inch knife was like the biggest, I think. What did they say? It took 3 days to disassemble it and ship it, and it took them 3 weeks to put it back together. Because it was so massive. But it could shave a phone book
into 1,000 slices. It was so friggin' cool. We had a team come out to sharpen it every couple of weeks or whatever, and like, oh, the thing was absolutely massive. I was not heavy enough to run said piece of equipment. I physically could not run the piece of equipment. We hired a new guy that, like, he outweighed me. No big deal. So he needed to be taught how to use the knife. So here we are. I'm training him how to use it. And he's like, can you do this? And I'm like, shut up. No. That's not the point. Get out of here, Carl. Right? Like, it was one of those sort of moments. I know what I'm doing. I just also know I can't do it. But it's those sorts of things that I miss. Like, I was the right-hand man. I was the, like... I was the go-to guy for the factory. That guillotine could easily have been put together by a mechanic. Well, so the wrench for it was, like, a 20-pound wrench. Like, because the hex nut on the side of it for calibration was, like, that big. The problem was, the company that I worked for was shady. Like many a company, you're trying to make money, and the less money you spend, people often will think that that gets you money. So I will point out that out of the 5 printing presses that we had, one of them was definitely 10 years older than. It had a single button and no safety equipment. That thing was crazy. The goat-oo guy. Goat-oo guy? Maybe. Oh yeah, the goat. I had to say it 3 times. The other 4 were made by the same company, but they were all very, very different models, even though they all did the exact same job. So that was the biggest clue, that these things were a little bit weird. Also, we never called the man. Not for anything wrong. The boss would just get on his hands and knees, he'd get down there with a screwdriver or whatever. But one day, this is my favorite, something had broken on the absolute inside. You could tell that it was part of the insides of the mechanics, not the actual, like, you could tighten a bolt and then it works a little bit better. He knew he had to get inside because, like a fuse broke or something along those lines. And so he tells me that he's going to go get the key. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he comes back with one of those really, really, really long, really long flathead screwdrivers, like a 16-inch long flathead screwdriver and a mallet. And he's just talking as he's like, and he's just like, yeah, no. He's just like going on his little ways, sticks the thing on and goes, tap, crack. I'm like, oh, goddamn, we found these machines, didn't we? We found these machines. We did not pay good money for these. Oh, man. So, like, it was that kind of a place that you knew where you were working. So when they bought the guillotine, I had a feeling that they probably could have paid somebody that knows what they're doing to put it together. And they said, are you kidding? We watched you take it apart. You did not, because it took 3 days. So it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I do remember the owner of the company working without turning off the breaker on an electrical system. And I heard a little tss, and I turn around and he's literally doing this with his hand. And then he goes, I'll be right back. And then it was probably 3 weeks later that the boss, so this is the son-in-law, he's working in a very similar area. And I'm like, do people just not turn stuff off? Do they just go ahead? And I see a bright daylight-like flash. And I kid you not, this dude was like 280 and he got thrown. He got decently pitched across the room. He continued to work. He was fine. He was good with it. What kind of a environment? Like, so I don't mind a little bit of, danger play at work because it's ingenuitive to come up with the cool way to get into stuff, or I don't know, but like, I'm not going to work on electronics without turning off the breaker. That's just not my style of, is that really full planks? Okay. Get in there. Get in there. Oh yeah, we're going to be able to do fortified stuff all around our boat. I should fortify all up and down the sides for sure. Oh, and I can do more nails. This is great. Let's get more of... That's not where we keep stuff. more of yes. 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 And let's fortify. That's really cool. I have a feeling that that does just mean that he can't get through here. I don't think I'm making it any wider than this for now. So we'll see. Goat ooh guy. Oh, there's stuff right below my boat. And this is a new shark too, so he's gonna take a lot of hits before. Okay, I think we're done with this island. We got all the metal, we got all the, I don't know, I've got enough fruit. Food-wise, we're doing okay. Shoot. So let's anchor on up. We're gonna go that way. We're gonna go, hold on, you, this way. There. Let's get our boat going. Have you ever seen a differential roll away from the truck it's supposed to be mounted on? No. Tiggity. I don't think anybody wants to see that. That's incredible. Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, I really miss it. Only from the mechanic standpoint. Just from like working with your hands is something awesome. It's one of the reasons I go and hang out in the tech support section of OBS. So I really like to check out people just shooting the trouble. Alright, let's see if we're gonna accidentally run into anything. I moved my this guy. Maybe? Oh yeah, it kind of looks like there's another island, like not that far. Almost there? Hold on. Over that way. Hold on. We'll maybe go straightish, and we'll see if we can come across an island that way. It's a decent way out there, but... Wow. So yeah, while I don't think I can really do your job, Walrus, not anymore. Not that I, have the skills to do it, but I mean like the physicality to be able to do your job. I can't also say that I've got the constitution to... Like, that's just, like, some of the stories that you tell, right? Lots of planks, lots of planks. Good stuff. It's getting tossy out here, folk. Ooh, you're not going away. Get in there. Could be a PM tech? That's not like an ID10T thing, is it? Is that a real thing? Well. Hey, sit. And sit back and enjoy. What the hell, is there an island out there? No, okay. There's my ocean, everybody. What does a PM tech do? What would I get to do? Also, I should find out if I can... Oh, I might not be able to use things from here. Okay, you can only stand up. It's like Skyrim chairs. You can't do anything from a chair once you're in a chair in Skyrim. You're just in a chair in Skyrim. You can hit the E button to stand up. And I do believe that I see an island. It's another tiny one. No worries, no worries. Preventative maintenance technician. Ooh, oil changes, greasing, brakes, tires, lights, simple stuff. I bring a certain level of quality to that, though. It's kind of funny. Like I said, I've worked with some people that would throw out double-sided razor blades into a communal garbage. Are you friggin' kidding me? Come here for a sec. I'm going to tell you for the second time today that's stupid. I bring a certain class to the blue collar business, you know? Okay. Let's see if we can steer at that island now. I mean, if I can get a little tiny bit of materials from each place. Let's wait. If we have to, we'll drive at it. If we have to, we'll flick on the engines, but I think we're good. Into a wheelie on a Komatsu? Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Did they get enough power to pitch right on up? Or is that where the skills come in? You have to have like a lot of weight on the back. Komatsu. That's amazing. When I, my first apartment, got all excited, moved out on my own, picked the place. It's gonna be right downtown. I'm gonna live life. It's gonna be awesome. And then they removed a 50-year-old building that took up like several city blocks right across the street from my place. And I had several inches of dust over and above my place. But I got to see lots and lots of Komatsu that day. Those days. Ooh, that's spicy. Listen to that jam. Pretzel donut again. Kind of going around it. Hold on. Now we're kind of... Okay. Straight at it. Straight at it, peeps. Get over it. I like it wants to go one side or the other. It's kind of fun. There we go. Go that way and wait. Hi there. Willing to buy a double wide staircase, please, Sento. Beautiful. You worked with a dumbass that thought it was a good idea to peel the safeguard rubber off a walk-in freezer door. And you caught the sharp edge of the arm instead of the scarf. Ah, jeebas. Ah, people who like will nonsensically peel at something and then it's a safety label, right? Special hell for that. I have an inventory space issue. We should go home and do something about that before we start on the farm. Yeah, that's not cool. That sucks to have a scar from something like that. I got my hand caught in a roll slitting machine. And one of the guys that was normally pretty badass, normally would, you know, nothing rattles him kind of a person. He had no idea what to do when he saw my arm stuck in a machine. He actually ran. I felt pretty good about it that day. Oh, Parker back. Literally all over the place. Dude, yes. Do it. Not skill, stupidity. People rode it up a pile of rocks, didn't stop, and when it started falling backwards, dude floored it in reverse and kept it up for like 15 seconds before popped a front tire and a lead. Dude, yes. Not trying to champion that story, because like you definitely don't want to really do that on purpose, but oh, wow. Oh, I've got a beat that can go in here. I'm trying to picture what can I put as a swap item. I've got too many things in my bag. Okay, there. You get smelted, and then you two get smelted, and then that just looks awesome. We look like we know what we're doing now on the boat. Oof. Yeah, that's just insanity. That's just insanity. No needs for that. We're talking about the number of different dumb arses that we've had to work with over the years and what it's cost us as skilled or nice people. And also how cray this music is. Oh, those ropes could have been stacked together. Well, we made it to another island. Let's go punk stuff. That's nuts. Boosh. What have we? And is it blowfish? Please tell me it's blowfish. I think they only show up on big islands, though. Oh no, I remember what I was saying just a minute ago. Got my arm stuck in a machine, and one of the bad arse dudes at work didn't know what to do, so he ran from me. He kinda got help.
Are you ready?
I knew a guy that didn't turn off the oven when you worked at a Jersey Mike's, and he went to the Prime. Oh, the oven for bread and it got burned real bad. Dude, you still got that one? Oh. Loader weighs about 17 tons, and those tires are about 50 psi plastic or static. That sounded like a bomb going off. That's just insane. The people who smoke at work and swing their arm back and forth with a lit cigarette. Oh, yeah. A lady got like a line of her hair burned off one day because of that. Some lady did one of these with a cigarette and went straight across another girl's like frizzy hair, and just like her hair did not stand a chance. That was not cool. Yeah, so I don't know if we can see it up close. Hold on, can we get... Let's see if we... Probably with the lights we might be able to see it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So right there, it's not quite as obvious. But there used to be a vein that ran down right here. And when this hand got stuck inside a machine that was not quite wide enough to be able to take it, it literally got pulled in between two rollers, and it crushed the vein. So this one right here, it's super smooth and it's really skinny in comparison. It's brand new. It's only about 20 years old because, well, my hand did not want that. And so this hand was in the machine. This hand couldn't reach the off switch, and it's trying to consume my arm. And this thing could do it, but I blew a fuse. So that was kind of awesome. The fuse was like the size of a shotgun shell, and that thing is gone. So that was kind of all right. Yeah. Been there as an ex-smoker. Can't believe some of the people's terrible smoking. Parker, you are so much more in tune to it now, though, aren't you? Because, like, especially if you tried hard not to, and now you don't smoke, which, hey, dude, grats. What are you on, like 4 years now not smoking? Yeah, dude, that's amazing. You get so much more sensitive to it. You're just like, oh, man. Gotta be more down here, yeah? Let's go for it. If you were smoking, you try to be as far from people as possible if they wanted to chill. Never smoke around people you didn't know. Like, people will get out of the way of me and my kid. Can't imagine being close to someone while smoking. Like, that's... So it was usually in a work environment that, you know, people get colloquial with it. There was one lady that I worked with that she was always mad that other people had advantages that she didn't. She was kind of one of the first Karens I ever really knew. So what she did was she smoked the 120 mil... basically, I guess Americans might call them bitch sticks, but essentially the cigarettes that are like this long and about this skinny, right? Like this tiny things. But they would take 25 minutes, right? And she'd saunter outside and just like... So she was one of those kind of people that she wouldn't really take somebody else's considerations in necessarily. I'm kind of screwed if the shark decides to come for me here. Can we back up a little bit? Hi. Oh yeah, let's just go. Ooh, scrap though. Let's take some scrap. I wonder if this makes noise and now the shark can hear me. But you know, I've struggled. Smoked a couple cigars in December, but I'm off nicotine. Yeah. So like if you can live the life where you can enjoy being in the room as smokers, if you can have the occasional puff off a stogie because somebody had a really lit day, stuff like that, then you're doing great. Smoke break. Proceeds to grab a cigar. So I've got a particular sense of smell, and I remember one day we're kicking back at my factory, and we're all having smoke break, but I don't smoke. This is the 90s, and I'm just kind of like, whatever. And I look over, and the one guy that's sitting in the forklift, and there's just something smells a bit different. And so I'm just like, what do you have there? And he literally kind of like sits up and everything. He's like, why? What do you mean? What's going on? And apparently he rolls his own cigarettes, and he would always roll a little tiny bit of weed right in the middle, just the smallest amount. So like he'd get most of the way through his smoke, and then he'd realize he's at the weed part. So then he'd take a couple of quick drags, and he would like, we're in a factory district, right? He'd be like, it was somebody else walking by. It wasn't me, kind of a thing. Nobody ever pegged it on him. And I would just like, is it you? So he was so mad, but at the same time, he's like, as long as you don't tell anybody. I'm just like, dude, I don't care, but that's friggin' hilarious. Worked with some interesting peeps. Been dating Logan like 3.5 years. Since so long you haven't smoked? Dude! Yes. I'm coughing. Let me remedy that with some beverage. All right, we definitely gotta thwart this. Only a little bit of weed? Sure. Well, I think... So, okay, the two dudes that I took the bus with that lived in my neck of the woods, there was only about 25 of us that worked at this plant. But the two dudes that I walked with, we rode the bus for a little while, then we walked for 10 minutes. They would roll their day's worth of joints. So there was the 2 for break. Yeah, they would roll 5 joints. Each of them would roll 5 joints. So those half and halves all the time. Yeah, Parker. That's awesome. I was there when he got called out by staff. Right. Because the whole thing is like it lights like a regular smoke. So when it gets to the weed portion, yeah, and I'm just like, this is honestly kind of brilliant, you know. So what he like, yeah. So the dudes that I would ride to, I'm sitting beside them one day, and the guy he's on the bus. He's got his leg up like this, and he's just rolling the joints, right? Like it's just a thing. I mean, that's better than the driver we had come into work, 24-pack of beer and left without any. You do not at work. Unbelievable. So then, like, this would be their daily thing. So one of those joints they would smoke on that 10-minute walk. And then they would have one at break, one at lunch, one at break, and then they would have one on the way back to the bus stop. And that was their fucking day. It was just like, what? What am I working with? This is cray. So like I've worked with some interesting folk. Also, and I hate having to even say this out loud, but when I worked for the taxi place, somebody smelled a great deal like alcohol in the morning, and it was usually when the people that drove for the schools division would come in. These are the people that are carrying kids. But at the same time, like 40 people would come on into the office and leave, and the punch clock would smell like bourbon. So, you know, you're hopping in on the weeds when it's legal. Oh, dudes. When do you guys get any sort of legislation for that? When do you guys get to... Or are you moving to Canada? We're not getting nearly enough scrap. We gotta do more about getting the scrap. Do we chance it and grab some more ingots? Where my shark is. Won't even lie. I was big into it when I was younger. Smoked the sweet, tasty ganja every day for a couple of years. Shit was whack. Haven't touched it in years. Dude, do it up. Or don't do it up. No, to everyone's their own, right? My brother, I'm gonna have to out him here, loves his sauce. Great with the alcohol. Loves to drink, right? VA is gonna legalize very soon. Not soon enough, but super easy to get. Med card here. There you go. So like my brother really likes his beer, really likes his wine, loves his wine. He knows a lot about wine. But if he has a half a toke, he is stoned for the night. You know? I'm not any more fun anymore. Completely sober. Like you don't have any of the. You don't even get to like just get ripped on sugar. Do it. Just get ripped on sugar. But so my brother lives in an area where there are a lot of marijuana users, and for the first little while, he had to convince people he is not a narc. Because he would show up and people were like, dude, you want to join? He's like, oh, I'll totally get in on that. And he'd have one token. He's like, okay, I'm good. And I'm like, what do you mean you're good? What do you mean you're good? You know, that sort of a thing. So like, that's kind of a, yeah, no. But like, I've hung out with him and I'm just like, you really are good. Dude, it's been 3 hours and you still are mixing up your sentences. This is amazing. This is just awesome. And I had a roommate that abused it so much in high school that the smell of it would cause like a stone back. Like it would hit him and he wouldn't be able to think straight for a little tiny bit just by like just from the smell of it for quite a while. So, you know, that doesn't really hook you up. That doesn't really, but it got to a certain point that if he was ever at a party and he could smell the stuff, then he would start to have better feelings for it. And then after a while I had a little bit, so then he was just like, I don't mind trying it if you're having some. And he eased himself back into it, you know, but like, ooh, for a while there, like we'd be out partying at a club and somebody would go out, have a joint and come into the club and then he'd smell it and he'd be like, dude, I have to go home. The lights are killing me. We just got to leave. I'm like, oh, that super sucks, man. Like, not for me, but for him. Are you kidding me? Can't do anything. No alcohol, no painkillers, no drugs. Oh. All right. So a buddy of mine went on the same sort of a kick. Duct tape. He wasn't able to have anything anymore, so he picked up, I kid you not, cycling. He got himself the cycling high. He circumnavigated the city. He would do that like twice a day. It was nuts. But I don't exactly expect everybody to be like, I'm just gonna smoke my own endorphins. But yeah, I guess most of the people I know are a junkie for something. Weirdest thing you've ever had was a cigar with a blunt in the middle. There you go. Wait, cigar with like, so it still had tobacco around, like a roommate that was super not cool with the weeds. Me and one of your other roommates smoked all day, every day. All we did was play FIFA, dude. Joining the FIFA parties real quick. Oh, that is absolutely hilarious. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. Back in the Toronto days when I lived in the big city, you had to really like. It was interesting to try to buy from a not very good source, you know, and it would be expensive, over the top expensive, and worst quality nonsense. I remember one day some dude was like having a great time, did one of these, arms up in the air and ran across the street shooting off at his buddies like, yeah, everything's great, and a baggie dropped in the middle of like hundreds of people, and I stooped down and picked it up. And it turned out to just be like the worst shake. It was just the most terrible thing in the world. I ever wish it was 5-6 years ago when things were simpler, dude. Especially for like 2020. Hold on. The Raft is doing okay, but maybe we should head on over just for a little tiny bit here. Drunk Skyrim is fun. But serious talk. A bad addiction problem. Keep it on track and you don't allow slipping at all. Duct tape. Super unbelievably proud of you. Unbelievably proud of you. Substance abuse is massive in my family. I'm not ashamed of it. Not at all. Not at all. I actually have had several family members who continue to have, even though it's resulted in the kind of problems and other whatnot. But I did have several family members be able to kick it for years. I had an uncle that I did not know used to have such a problem that he couldn't actually drink at a bar and not be removed from it by staff. I did not know because for the like 20 years that I'd gotten to know this man, he didn't seem to have a hostile bone in his body. He was just the nicest dude, all that stuff. Then the stories come out and I went, are you kidding me? And he's like, no, he was a bit of a trouble starter. And we're talking at 3 drinks. He'd have his own little time. So, you know, 5-6 years ago when things were simpler. Parker, I got to talk 20 years back to go that level simple, I think, for me. But, it almost predates popular internet, so we won't really go that far back for me. Year 1? Oh, your sister just hit year 1? Oh, yes. See, that is awesome. That is awesome. Most of my family kind of keeps it under wraps, keeps it contained. I've got a couple that have had to be concerned, if you will. So as always, and I will speak half for the people even here in the chat, DMs are open. So I will absolutely help you. I also keep notifications on for Discord. Pretty much not the at night because I gotta get my sleep, but from like 7 a.m. on, you can definitely anytime you're having a hard go. Uncle used to cook meth in your grandparents' tool shed. November? And yeah, why are uncles weird? So here's an uncle story for you. So the uncle that had been sober for years goes out with my uncle who, and I told Murder Walrus, was incarcerated once under a different name. Anyway, we'll maybe not talk too deep about the stuff that goes on. They both go looking for used cars one day, and then when they get back to the ride, because they did this on the weekend, because, you want to take a look around and see what's, available before you show up to the dealership. When they get back to the car, there's 3 or 4 car stereos on the dash, or on the passenger side. Why did I bring you? Why did I bring you? And he's just like, I convinced you to bring me. I'm good at this. So anyway, yeah, Parker. So on my mom's side of the family, there's 10 kids, and on my dad's side of the family, there's 6. And my dad's side of the family, there's 1 sister, and on my mom's side, there were 4. So like the uncles, oh man, all the way through. Yes, and huge, like, all the grats, except for the people that were cooking meth until recently. That is insanity. That's a bit much. Technically speaking, I am the weird uncle, but I haven't had contact with your sister in 7 years. Ow. See, but like, you're the cool uncle to us. So I was like, Parker, there you go. That's just it. At this point, like, most of my family is now pretty decent. We're an old family, so like in the younger years, whoa. So 13 years drug-free duct tape. Whoa, 8 years sober, then took a running leap off the wagon, and now you're 1 year, 5 months, and 5 days sober. And honestly, I can only imagine how tough that wagon is. I smoked cigarettes for a good number of years, even though I have asthma, even though I shouldn't have done it, even though I was dirt friggin' poor. I smoked for a number of years, and trying to quit was rough. I quit 2 full times and went back to it. I actually smoked part-time because I hated my job so much. I would take like 4 days off work and I wouldn't even consider cigarettes for that 4 days. And then I'd go back to work and it would be like, boom, where's that cigarette? So once I figured out that it was exclusively the job doing it, that was a little bit easier, but not everybody knows the chemical process to make controlled substances that go boom. Well, there's that. Do they have to go boom? Because, I'm pretty sure G's not that hard to make. Just saying. Yeah. I kind of just suggest that as long as you're able to keep rowing with the smile on your face. And that's not necessarily an everyday thing. And it doesn't have to be an everyday thing. I'm trying to pick up a little more of the affirmation side of Twitter these days. Because there's an alright amount of need for it, for one. There's an alright amount of affirmation out there that's worth. Except for you, shark. You get no affirmations. But it's simple to get the message out that life is awesome to the right people at the right time. And I think that there's some people in my family that maybe should have heard that when they were younger. Some mango. Get some planks out of it too. Keeping the Twitter timeline positive is tough. Well, and I'm also trying to make sure that I'm helping out the people that need the outreach if possible for Black Lives Matter, for people that have been taken advantage of in their position in life, people like all sorts of, right? And so I've tried a few of the things. End products are intended to go boom. Very funny YouTube channels to watch. Dude, yes. There's one where a dude takes the microwave generator out of an oven and puts it on a rod and then points it at shit in his backyard. I'm like, hey, I don't think I can get radiation from my computer watching this. Unbelievable. So try not to, hey, tell me, is this possible? Because we tried it, but not enough. verify for me, Walrus. If you take Varsol, and probably Varsol doesn't work, and you submerge enough styrofoam in it, can you make a whack version of napalm? Oh, and duct tape, thank you. But I will try my best to help. Like, at the moment, my job is to keep a 3-year-old from killing himself. He's doing so much better at it now. I don't think he puts random nonsense in his mouth anymore. People that own cats will understand that that's just a thing. But so if I can help people get through their day when you're having a rough, you let me absolutely be there for. We'll share on Discord. Yeah, so no, so what we were just kind of hoping is that we can just, or maybe just don't make napalm, is that, we were bored and we didn't like our job anymore. Jeez, and we had tons of packing peanuts. So we sat there. Napalm is kind of hard to make, right? It should be. It's not equal parts gasoline and orange juice, is it? But like we eventually made like a paste. It's just that at that point, we don't have the strip of magnesium required to light it. Right? I mean, who just keeps strips of magnesium? In there. It's back. I think I can get rid of my cup now if I'm doing it this way. Oh, we do have extra scraps. Yes, we do. Okay. Well, let's make up more nail then. Let's make up way too much nail. 9-inch nail. And let's get back to some fortifying. Let's get back to not doing that. We can throw you away to pick you guys up. Good stuff. Oh, I can only do 2 more. Uh-oh. But I want lots more. I guess we need lots more. Equal parts gasoline and orange juice got me so good. Haven't laughed out loud. Now tell me you get the Fight Club reference, right? Brilliant. Aw, thank you very much, duct tape. I try to be there. I don't always know what people are going through, but I can feel the urgency for absolute sure. If there's anything I can do to... I mean, heck, I'm a wicked distraction. That's kind of my strong suit, so... So, Parker, have you seen there's like it's an old meme by now, but it's the Facebook group for Fight Club, and it says like 111,000 people are talking about this. Almost fell out of my chair. Oh, that's so good. I think a buddy of mine actually has the pink bar of soap from the like special edition. Metal ore. Every one of those gets us a little bit. Oh, that one's just copper. It gets us a little bit more protection on the boat. Oh, let's not drown while we're doing this. 111,000 people are talking about this. Buddy! Some of you are talking about Fight Club. Yeah, I thought that was a terrific movie. To the point that the ending was spoiled for me. And it was still awesome. That's all stone. All right, let's go get some sleep on. Oh God, it's midnight. Sleep over from this way. I can't. I wanted to climb through my boat to get to it. No. You're Parker, after Scream, check where you have been at on Discord. Oh. Maybe a couple of ads for you. Huh? I'm starting to join a bunch more Discords. I'm really, really loving Discord these days. It's my favorite place to hang out anymore. I'm kind of like I'm getting ingrained on some of the Discord foo that's required. Also, this lo-fi goodness we're listening to tonight is juicy. Oh, we got way too many nails out now. That's amazing. Okay, let's maybe make room for those. I think he's eating my boat again. Ah. Man. I don't have the planks for this. Come on. Oh, actually, I don't have the planks for this. Shoot. We can't make a new hook. See you soon, Beggar. Yeah, Harris Heller with the lo-fi wonder. Alright, we can't make anything else, so we should probably weigh anchoring and go get lots of other materials. This way. Pull away from that island for a sec. Should be able to go this way, maybe? Gold star. Alright, let's get some stuff. Sure, it sounds like a toddler always putting stuff in their mouth and wrecking stuff. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. My son has started to. We're on the cusp. We're rocking over to the other side to fall down into uncharted water of where my kid does not need to provoke or push off. It's just starting to happen. I think he's getting tired of being told, hey, stop that. It's starting to sound like it's his nickname. But I've kind of had if you do nicer stuff, you'll get nicer things kind of a motif for a little while. Because he's just learning that 1 to 10 sliding scale and what a 1 is versus a 10, and it's like, geez, please shoot for the 10. But anyway, he's now starting to realize that he gets much better things in life when he works with the team. So I will take that. I will absolutely take that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We've been able to get him to help with a lot more things. He's not quite shark-like. There we go. Yes. I guess I'll probably make a crappie hook for the first bit. No, come on now. One of you has to have some scrap in it. This guy has scrap in it. No. Scrap is just a little tiny bit tough to get once you're out in the world. Out in the water world. Yeah, I'll probably have to make a crappie hook. I think we're probably going to work on getting mats together so that I have a massive surplus of extras. Having a box full of plastic would be nice, because, like, this is pretty hysterical looking. So having a box that's entirely stone, a box that's entirely plastic, like a whole section of the boat that is overstock, and then also have hooks, a whole bunch of them. And when you run out, you just go get a new hook. And then after a bit, you're like, oh yeah, we got to make 20 bolts, and we got to get together our 160 scrap and blah blah blah. And we're going to make our hooks again. That's what it'll be when you have, when you join the raft. You got to join the raft with that kind of a purpose. Yeah, we should coordinate raft nights for this, for the community. And we'll just have to all agree that it's okay if somebody hacks our boat and steals it away from us. And see how long we can go. I guess we could always be like saving frequently. Something like that. At my house, if you want to start a fuss to 2 kids and 3 dogs, all freeze and look at each other to try to figure out who's in trouble. That's awesome. And oldest dog will put himself in timeout. That's super cute. That's super cute. Oh. It didn't even have enough water in it. It wasn't even full. That's pretty cute. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be running over on the copper already. That's awesome. And we'll get back to there we go. We're gonna fortify one whole side first. That's beautiful. And then that way it's just the front and the back of our boat that even really need attention. He gets droopy ears, won't look at you, stares at the floor, and will go sit in the corner facing the wall until you tell him he can come out. Are you kidding? Oh, that is super cute in a adorably sad way. Oh. I have additional scrap here. Hold on. Yeah, that's hilarious. I had a friend of mine that I worked with quite a number of years back had a Jack Russell Terrier. It's important because those dogs are just a certain kind of clever, like a shit-eating grin kind of clever. So this dog used to love the spiders that sit at the top of the ceiling and wall. So, you know, where the wall comes together, there's a little tiny yellow spider that sits up there, and he could see them. And he knew that my friend did not like these. Raising with little kids so we don't spank, so timeouts we're giving the kids and dogs. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what Odie would do is he would watch and he would see them, and he would know that, you know, barking and fetching the spider was a thing. And then you'd pick him up and he'd lick the spider, and there you go. And I'm just like, that's fine. Sure. And so one day she's mad at Odie because he was being a little shit. You know, you're being a not nice dog, whatever. And he starts looking for spiders. So she's looking over his shoulder to see and realizes there's not one there. There's not one there. He's just trying to get himself out of trouble. Absolutely brilliant. So I was over at her place one day when he started doing that. She's like, he's doing it again. Yeah. Track is this one. Another World Approaching Nirvana. There's a couple of songs on the alright. A couple of songs on the Pretzel Rocks I want to try to write down because I get them in my head. And I don't pay for the service, so I can't skip or seek or say, hey, that's the track I want to listen to. But someday soon.
They talk about another kind of world.
Yes.
What are you afraid of?
There we go. Surplus coming here. Check it out. Did you notice? Did you notice? Did you notice? Did you notice? I have explosive powder. I've done things.
There goes nothing.
I've been able to kill like a couple of blowfish. We just haven't, well, oh. Did we accidentally get to another island? I'm not actually anchored here, am I? Yeah, we keep accidentally finding islands. Oh! That's why you get anchored, yo. Alright, maybe there's stuff. We're supposed to be on the open water fetching all the goods. You can't legit throw a rock without hitting an island here. Oh, I need the food. So yeah, we've killed but a few blowfish for the lulls, but I did manage to actually even get materials. What?
They talk about another kind of world. Another kind of
Oh, shark really fills you up.
What are you afraid of?
Oh, that's gold. Let's put that piece back.
I'm a little lost in old ways.
I'm not afraid.
Kind of looks like there's a thing up here. Wait, we are anchored, right? I'm not just running away from my boat. Are we anchored? Okay, we're anchored. What do we got? 1208. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, the rain's pretty. I wonder how procedural these things are, or if they're all crafted. Oh, can't Skyrim up here? Oh, we can. Yes. I can't pick up that crate. Oh, I can if I want to throw away all these leaves. We don't need palm leaves. Yeet. 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 These we do need. These we do need. Cool. That should do. Oh, all the planks, all the scrap, and a nail, dude. Yes. I will take that and be all like, yes. Okay. Can I get maybe to some metal stuff? Maybe on this? We'll try it. We'll try it. So since having the materials to make a net launcher canister, I've not found the animals that you would then use. So I should probably head back to one of the big islands on the map. The ones that are actually, like, mapped. Yeah. But for now, I'm really liking the fortifying of the boat. I think that's one of the better things to work on right now. Ooh. And not drowning. I like the not drowning part of this game. There we go. And don't get me wrong, copper's not bad. Would really pay lots for proper metal like that. Yes, do it to it. Those are gonna be rocks, I think. That's stone. Okay. Oh, what did I leave behind here? Was that plastic? Ah, plastic. Did I just go right through the shark? I'm gonna stream mark that. I'm not sure of that. Went right clean through the guy or not. Is there a way to not drown in this game? You should have taken some pointers before you put in Subnautica. Oxygen. Actually, it's funny because in Subnautica, your dude actually like the screen starts to go black. And it gets kind of creepy. Like the first time it happened, I was like, oh, you actually black out. That's extra terrifying. But in this game, the bar went fully red, and then I went, oh crap, and I swam to the surface, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna make it. And then I made it. That's pretty cool. Each one of those. Just to be a fortify. I'm pretty sure he just can't attack the fortifies. If not, it's kind of expensive. Let's maybe go to sleep. Oh, wait. It may be... Oh, what? You have to fortify them all. Oh, did that make these vulnerable? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Because to be honest, just replacing the outer layer has been my jam. But if I now have to worry about like internal layers and stuff because he can't chew these ones, I don't know if that's an upgrade. Stay tuned, peeps. I don't know if he attacks in custom mode, but I might make a raft in custom mode that's entirely fortified things except for one in the middle and find out if he goes to town on it. Plot thickens, everybody. Plot thickens. Can you make it out that far? Does shark follow me if I go out this far? Answers the does he follow me part. Little bits of scrap. Don't get me wrong. Scrap's super important. Not worth dying over. Let's dry land. Good stuff. Alright. Let's get ourselves back out onto the water. And then we'll chit chat about who we get to raid tonight. Open water. You weigh anchor. You oh. Whoa. Go around everything. Can you go backwards? Oh, wind is blowing that way, so we maybe want to go whoosh. And that'll pull me away from the island. I actually go that way even. This way. Good stuff. Alright, let's go get some sleep while our boat's moving. No, down here for some sleep while our boat's moving. There we go. We're gonna go check out, see who's out in the world, who would like to see some happy nighttime chillin' peeps to say hey. We're going away from there, that's good. I'm gonna spin our boat around. Can you go away for a sec? Thanks. Whoosh. Let's go for it. Okay, and then open, rotate. Beautiful. And if we actually move this a little bit to the side, just like that far. Oh, back. Back, there we go. And then rotate you like this. Now our boat's kind of like on a V. There it goes. A coughing fit a little while ago for context. Oh, jeez. Not that much oxygen. Ah. Oh. Yes, systematic oxygen is very, very required. Lately, the humidity around here has been just nuts, and it is not good for my breathing. Okay. Come on. Just grab the thing. There we go. There we go. And let's see if we accidentally find more islands. We're probably going to go around islands for the next few voyages. We've got a lot going on. Not to mention, the metal things might not be awesome. And then let's see if we're coming close to other islands. Yeah, 240. This guy right there, that's one of the big islands, I think. That direction, there's an island. So I think that if we just keep careening straight, we'll probably be okay. Well, peeps, this is a pretty fun night. I'm kind of thinking that I'll throw down some Firewatch tomorrow. I was considering it tonight, but I wasn't just sure. I had 3 days off. Had a pretty fun 3 days off. It was really good. So it's really nice to be back, getting some good streams in. I'm a little worried about the intro to Firewatch. I don't know if I'm gonna read it because it's not voiced over. But I might just narrate the 20-minute story mode intro to Firewatch. See how that goes, because the rest of it's beautifully voiced. So that could be really good. That could be a lot of fun. Save. Exit. Yeah, let's exit. Guys. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff. Let's head over to the world of Twitch and take a look. Oh, Untamed Wolf doing some Fall Guys. That's lit. Pretty fun 3 days off. Dude, I have a family. Fun 3 days off means that I let my wife sleep in for a day and I slept in for a day. Ho ho ho. That shit has not flown in months, and that's awesome. We've also got Lancer over on Death Stranding. He's still having a pretty lit time on that game. I know that IRL has taken a lot of precedent for him, so now that he's got a couple of things set up, he's enjoying streaming when he feels it, which is good. So I think we're actually going to go jump in on Lancer. We'll go find out if he's got a raid alert that's different. I know he's been working on alerts too, so that's pretty lit. Find out if he's just chair streaming. Looks to be all kinds of active in his gameplay, so that's pretty darn good. Guys, this was a lot of fun. And the third day, neither of you slept in, but sure as hell stayed up late. Oh, yes, indeed. No, and it was funny because Clarington was watching from over my shoulder, but she was not actually listening to the room. So yeah, she was like, "You're pretty much watching porn, right? That's pretty much it." She doesn't mind. She's like, that's fine, but it's a little weird. I don't remember what she was watching in the background. Something from Disney. More than likely. Disney Plus has been kind of hilarious for the last couple of days. Oh, everybody. Alright, so Firewatch tomorrow. I think I'm going to make sure that we make that a good tweet. Hey, no more voting. Don't worry. I'll figure something out. We'll play it. It'll be Firewatch. But yes, you were at least watching it with friends. I was, right? Distance porn. Distance porn. That's a term now. Go 2020. And then after Firewatch, we got a couple of days of BioShock 2. BioShock 2, it looks like that we're not really fast tracking, but we're getting in some really good stuff, right? Like we're getting in some nice fast track of the story, but I don't feel like it's just ripping along. So yeah, I think it's good stuff. Edge for raid. Edge of black and white. Hold on, I'm setting up the emote. There we go. And then if you go edge, you put another black and white, and then you go. That looks hilarious. Softcore distance porn watching with friends. That's pretty much it. I love the black and white with the red and black and white, and it looks really nice together. So everybody. Oh, get your Firewatch ready. We're going to do that game up. We'll do some BioShock. After that, Far Cry. We're going to pick up some other nice story games, I think, soon. Also, more movie nights. We should find out what other cool things. Maybe something nice and light and fun and not quite as heavy. Maybe a little less Tommy Wiseau. Let's go jump in and say hi to Aluminum Lancer. 21st Death Stranding stream. Death Stranding stream. That's tough to say. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Having a great time. You guys are lit. Make it a great, great day. We'll talk soon. Peace.